They say the best ability is availability, but at a club like Manchester United, simply being fit will only get you so far. For the 12 weeks that Wout Weghorst has been a United player, he has certainly been available. The Dutchman had started 19 consecutive games across 4 competitions between his January 14 arrival and Wednesday, when he was eventually dropped to the bench for a 1-0 win over Brentford. His consistency in starting has been enough to somewhat justify United's signing of him. No one expected Cristiano Ronaldo to leave in such explosive circumstances during the World Cup, undoubtedly leaving a major gap in the squad regardless of the issues that surrounded him. Erik ten Hag wants a world-class striker this summer, and the Reds boss would have liked one in January, but for the most part they simply do not come mid-season. By definition, elite forwards are almost always having an elite season come January, and their clubs will either shut up shop completely or demand an extortionate fee. United were minded not to fly too close to the sun with regards to financial fair play regulations and save their big money buy for the summer. January demanded a striker who was cheap, easy to land and readily available to lead the line. In that sense, the signing of Weghorst did, and still does, make sense. Anthony Martial has been almost completely absent since Weghorst's arrival, 28 minutes off the bench in the Carabao Cup win over Nottingham Forest, his only appearance throughout February and March. But with the Frenchman now being eased back into first-team action, he has come off the bench against Newcastle and then Brentford, and with Ten Hag leaning towards moving Marcus Rashford central, being available might no longer be enough. It cannot be ignored that Weghorst has just 2 goals in his 19 appearances, and it cannot be ignored that United's fluid attacking style is much more effective with a mobile and agile centre forward. Ten Hag didn't have other options for the last 3 months, but, through fitness boosts and his own decision on Rashford, he now has 2. A drop in form has dragged the Reds right into the battle for Champions League football, where once they were secure in third and looking above them at Manchester City and Arsenal. 3 league games without a win has seen them glancing over their shoulders and at one point out of the top 4, albeit with 2 games in hand over Tottenham. There are still 2 major trophies to try and add to the Carabao Cup, with Europa League and FA Cup action coming later in April against Brighton and Sevilla respectively. Now is the time for Ten Hag to be ruthless, and with the caveat being that Martial needs to stay fit, another long streak of Weghorst starts seems unlikely. Come June, the striker's loan deal will run its course, and while Ten Hag dangled the carrot of a permanent deal as recently as last week, each passing goalless week makes a split more likely. Weghorst has given 100% in the last 3 months and his availability has been admirable. But at United, that is simply not enough.